Have you ever gone to bed, hoping for a peaceful night's rest, only to find yourself waking up 2, 3, even 4 times just to use the bathroom? It feels endless, doesn't it? You close your eyes, drift off for a little while, and then, just when sleep is getting good, you're pulled back awake, fumbling in the dark, trying not to trip, just to make yet another bathroom trip. Here's my honest confession. I used to think this was just a normal part of aging, that waking up all night long was something every senior had to accept. Maybe you've thought the same too. But here's the powerful truth. Nighttime urination, what doctors call nocturia, is not always just age catching up with you. In fact, many times, it's caused by habits that can be changed. And if left unchecked, it doesn't just rob you of sleep. It robs you of energy, focus, and independence. Think about this for a moment. Every time your sleep is broken, your brain misses out on the deep rest it needs. Memory suffers, mood changes, even your heart works harder. And here's the scary part. Walking half asleep in the dark increases your risk of falling. For older adults, one bad fall at night can change everything. Now I know that sounds heavy, but here's the good news. There are smarter ways to drink water that can reduce these bathroom trips without risking dehydration. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how seniors like you, or maybe your parents or grandparents, can drink water differently to minimize nighttime trips while keeping your body safe, hydrated, and balanced. But before we dive in, let me ask you, how many times do you usually wake up at night to use the bathroom? Is it once, twice, more than that? Drop your number in the comments. I'd really love to see how many people are dealing with this same frustrating cycle. And listen, if senior health tips like this matter to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss our weekly uploads here on Elderly Spring. We make these videos to protect your health and make your life easier. But let me also be very real with you. Every night you go without the right knowledge could mean another fall risk in the dark, another restless night, or another day of exhaustion that could have been avoided. Don't wait until it's too late. Subscribe now. And if for some reason you decide not to, at least tell us in the comments why. Because your health is too important to ignore. And by the way, if you're serious about sleeping better starting tonight, don't forget to check out our Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit. You'll find the link in the description. It's a simple guide full of practical sleep strategies designed for seniors, and it works beautifully alongside the tips I'll share in this video. Key habit 1. Timing your water intake. Let me ask you something. When do you usually drink the majority of your water? For many people, especially seniors, it's either during meals or late in the evening. But here's the catch. Timing is everything. Imagine this. Your body is like a sponge. In the morning, that sponge is dry and ready to soak up every drop. But at night, the sponge is already damp, saturated, and it doesn't need much. Pour more water at that point, and instead of soaking in, it spills out. That's exactly what happens with your body when you drink most of your water in the evening. It spills out in the form of bathroom trips. Now let's tie it to science. Your kidneys follow a circadian rhythm. Yes, your kidneys have their own body clock. During the day, they're more efficient at filtering fluids, but at night they deliberately slow down to allow your body to rest. If you dump a lot of water into your system late in the evening, you're forcing your kidneys to work overtime, at the exact time they're trying to power down. That's why you end up waking at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 4:30 a.m. You get the picture. Here's the fix. Front load your water. Start with a glass as soon as you wake up. This doesn't just hydrate you, it also switches on your metabolism, your digestion, and even your brain function. Follow with steady hydration through breakfast and lunch. By the time dinner rolls around, your body has had its fill, and you only need a small sip in the evening. Think of it like charging your phone. You don't wait until bedtime to charge it, right? You charge it when you're about to use it most. Your body works the same way. Key habit 2. Front-loading your intake, the water curve. Now let's take this one step further. Think of your daily water intake as a curve, a gentle slope upward in the morning, a peak in the afternoon, and a slow taper in the evening. Most people sadly flip this upside down. They underdrink early, feel fatigued all day, and then chug glass after glass in the evening to make up for it. I'll give you a story. I once spoke to a retired teacher who was exhausted every morning. She told me she barely drank any water before lunch because she wasn't thirsty. Then by evening she'd down 3 large glasses, saying she needed to catch up, and every night she woke up at least 3 times to use the bathroom. When I suggested she drink most of her water before 4 p.m. and just taper down after dinner, her life changed in 1 week. She said, "For the first time in years, I slept through the night without interruption." And here's the fascinating science. Research shows that when water intake is front-loaded, the bladder has time to empty completely before sleep. This reduces the likelihood of residual urine, which is a common problem in older adults. Residual urine is dangerous because it increases risk of urinary tract infections, something no senior wants to deal with. So, picture your day like this. Morning, 2 to 3 glasses spread out. Afternoon, 2 to 3 glasses spread out. Evening, 1 glass, max, and mostly sips. That's the hydration curve. It sounds simple, but it works wonders. Key habit. 3. Water temperature matters more than you think. Now let's talk about temperature. Have you ever noticed that when you drink a big glass of ice water, it seems to run right through you? That's because cold water stimulates your bladder to contract more quickly. For younger people, this is just inconvenient. But for older adults, it can be the difference between staying asleep or stumbling to the bathroom half asleep in the dark. Room temperature water, or even slightly warm water, moves more slowly through the body, allowing your digestive system and bladder to process it gently. This is why so many cultures around the world prefer warm water or herbal teas at night. It isn't just tradition, it's physiology. Let me give you an example. I once met a gentleman in his 70s who swore by drinking ice water at night because he thought it shocked the system awake and was good for him. But the result? He was up 4 times every night. When he switched to warm water before bed, within days, his nighttime bathroom visits dropped to 1, sometimes none. His wife told me she couldn't believe how much calmer he seemed in the mornings. So here's your takeaway. Enjoy your cold water in the heat of the day. But when evening comes, switch to room temperature or warm. Think of it like dimming the lights before bedtime. You wouldn't blast bright lights in your eyes at 10 p.m., so why shock your body with ice water? Key habit 4. Balance minerals, not just fluids. Now here's where most people go wrong. They think hydration is just about pouring water into the body, but water alone isn't enough. It needs electrolytes to stick. Otherwise, it just passes right through you. Think of your body like a bucket. Minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium are the lining of that bucket. If they're missing, the water leaks straight out. That's why you might feel like you're drinking plenty, but you're still dehydrated, or worse, you're running to the bathroom all the time. For seniors, this is especially important because medications, like blood pressure pills and diuretics, can deplete these minerals. And when your mineral balance is off, not only does your body lose water faster, but you also risk muscle cramps, dizziness, and even irregular heartbeat. So what can you do? You don't need expensive sports drinks. A pinch of high-quality mineral salt in a glass of water can help. Eating potassium-rich foods like bananas, spinach, or sweet potatoes also makes a difference. And if you struggle with leg cramps at night, talk to your doctor about magnesium supplements. That's often a hidden clue your body needs more support. When you restore mineral balance, your hydration finally starts working with you instead of against you. You'll feel fuller, steadier, and yes, make fewer bathroom trips. Key habit 5. Watch out for hidden diuretics. Now this is a big one. Have you ever thought about how many hidden diuretics sneak into your day? Coffee, tea, alcohol, even chocolate. These substances all increase urine production, often at the worst times. Here's the problem. Many seniors turn to tea or coffee in the evening for comfort. They'll say, "Oh, it's decaf, so it doesn't matter." But here's the secret. Even decaf still has some caffeine, and caffeine, even in small amounts, can trigger your bladder. Alcohol, too, is deceptive. It makes you sleepy at first, but then it disrupts your sleep cycles, dehydrates you, and forces your kidneys to work overtime. No wonder you wake up at 2 a.m. feeling restless and dry-mouthed. So here's my challenge for you. Swap that evening coffee or tea for a caffeine-free herbal option. Chamomile, lemon balm, or rooibos are excellent choices. Not only will they hydrate you, they'll also calm your nervous system. That's a win-win. Key habit 6. Sipping versus gulping. Let me ask you, do you sip water slowly or do you gulp it down? Most people gulp. They wait until they're thirsty, then down a big glass all at once. But here's what happens. Your bladder gets overwhelmed, and within 20 minutes you're racing to the bathroom. Sipping, on the other hand, allows your body to absorb the water gradually. It's like watering a plant. You don't dump a whole bucket of water on it, or the soil won't absorb it. You sprinkle gently, and the roots soak it up. Your body is the same way. A good trick? Keep a small glass or bottle nearby throughout the day. Take a sip every 15 minutes or so. Over time, you'll notice you're more evenly hydrated and less prone to those sudden urges. Key habit 7. Posture and rituals. This one might surprise you, but posture and evening rituals play a bigger role in bladder comfort than most people realize. Let's start with posture. When you slouch, whether in a chair, on the couch, or even while lying in bed, your abdominal cavity compresses. That compression presses on the bladder, making it feel fuller than it actually is. Seniors sometimes describe this as phantom urgency, the sudden need to go, even if the bladder isn't close to full. By contrast, when you sit tall with shoulders back, or when you take a gentle walk after drinking, your internal organs have room to settle. The bladder sits more naturally, reducing unnecessary pressure and false alarms. I once spoke with a gentleman in his 70s who loved reading before bed. He noticed that every time he curled forward in his armchair, he felt like he needed to urinate again, even minutes after just going. But when he shifted to a straight-back chair with proper support, the problem eased dramatically. The bladder wasn't misfiring, it was his posture giving it false signals. Now let's move to rituals. Water intake at night should never feel random or rushed. The way you take that final sip can shape your entire night of rest. Think of it less as hydration and more as a small ceremony that tells your nervous system, the day is done, we are safe, we can rest. For example, instead of gulping cold water under bright lights, imagine sipping warm water slowly in a dimly lit room. Maybe you play soft instrumental music. Maybe you hold the cup with both hands, pause, and take 3 deep breaths. These subtle actions activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode of your body, which not only aids sleep, but also prevents bladder overactivity caused by evening tension. In many traditions, evening tea rituals were never just about the drink. They were about winding down the mind, slowing the breath, and giving the body permission to release the day's worries. Seniors can benefit from reviving that wisdom. So, posture and rituals work hand in hand. Sit tall after your evening sip. Let your bladder settle naturally. Walk gently if you can. Even a few steps around the room reduce abdominal compression. Create a nightly water ritual. Warm water, slow breathing, calm surroundings. This isn't only about bladder comfort. It's about teaching your body to listen, to ease, and to trust that the night ahead will be peaceful. When your mind and posture say we are calm, your bladder follows. Now, if you'd like to combine these hydration habits with natural sleep strategies, don't forget to check out our Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit. The link's right there in the description. It's filled with practical, easy-to-follow tools to help seniors rest better without relying on harsh medications. And let me be honest with you. If you've made it this far into the video and still haven't subscribed, ask yourself this. Why put off something that could literally protect you or a loved one from unnecessary health struggles? If you won't subscribe, at least be brave enough to say why in the comments, because ignoring this kind of knowledge can come at a cost you don't want to pay. For many seniors, every night feels like a battle with their own body. The quiet house grows restless, not because of noise from the outside world, but because of a bladder that refuses to stay silent. You lie down, hoping for rest, but before long, you're up again. Fumbling in the dark, shuffling to the bathroom, hoping you don't bump into the edge of the bed or slip on the floor. You return to bed, only to repeat the cycle again and again. By morning, it feels as though you fought a war you didn't choose. But listen carefully. It doesn't have to be this way. We've been told for too long that nighttime urination is just part of aging, that broken sleep, fatigue, and drowsy mornings are the price of growing older, but that isn't the whole truth. These struggles aren't always signs of inevitable decline. Many times, they are signs of imbalance, signals from your body asking for attention. And when you learn how to respond, when you put these small but powerful habits into practice, balance can be restored. Think back to the 7 habits we walked through together. The timing of your first glass, the curve of your intake, shaped earlier in the day, the temperature of the water you choose, the minerals your body craves to stay in balance, the hidden diuretics that sneak into your evenings, the choice between sipping or gulping, and finally, the way posture and rituals transform drinking water into an act of self-care. Individually, each habit is simple, but together, they form a shield that protects your sleep, your energy, and your independence. And that's what this really comes down to: independence. The freedom to rest deeply at night so you can rise strong in the morning. The freedom to think clearly, to move steadily, to live without constant fear of fatigue or falling. Every senior deserves that. You deserve that. Let me share something with you. I once heard from a man in his 70s who had resigned himself to waking up 5 or 6 times a night. He told me, "I just thought this was what my body would do until the end." He had accepted it as his fate. But after watching a talk much like this one, he tried just one change. He front-loaded his water, shifting more of his intake to the first half of the day. Within a week, he called it a miracle. He said, "I slept through the night. I hadn't done that in over a decade." He wasn't exaggerating. The change was that profound, and it didn't require a doctor's visit, or medication, or an expensive treatment. It simply required awareness. That's why I want you to reframe the fear. Aging is not your enemy. Your body is not betraying you. In truth, your body has been speaking to you all along. Each restless night, each tired morning, it was never punishment, it was communication. And now, you know how to listen. Imagine it with me. Tonight, you put one of these habits into practice. Not all 7, just one. Maybe you sip slowly instead of gulping. Maybe you enjoy a calming ritual with your last cup, sitting upright, breathing deeply, reminding your body that rest is near. Maybe you drink an extra glass in the morning and skip that heavy intake late at night. Now, picture what happens next. You lie down, not dreading the interruptions but feeling hopeful. You drift into sleep. And hours later, you wake, not because of urgency, but because the sun has risen. You realize you've slept straight through the night. You feel clear, refreshed, strong. That moment, that possibility, is waiting for you. And it begins not with a grand overhaul, but with a simple shift. Better sleep means better mornings. Better mornings mean sharper thinking, brighter moods, steadier steps. And those things together give you stronger independence, the kind that allows you to live life on your terms, not dictated by fatigue or fear. And here's the deeper truth. Independence is not only about walking unaided or cooking for yourself. It's about peace of mind. It's about confidence. It's about waking up each day and believing, I can handle this. I can trust my body. I can still grow, still enjoy, still live fully. You deserve that. Every senior does. Every caregiver prays for it. Every family breathes easier when their loved one rests well. So tonight, when you place that glass on the counter, don't see it as just water. See it as partnership. See it as a conversation between you and your body. You are saying, we're working together now. we're finding balance, we're reclaiming rest. Because bedtime doesn't have to be a battle. It can be an ally, a gift, a doorway to mornings filled with clarity and strength. And with the habits you now know, you're not walking into that night unprepared. You're walking in with wisdom. And wisdom is power. Now, before we close, let's pause together and take a moment to reflect on everything we've walked through. You've just spent close to an hour with me, exploring something that most people dismiss as just aging. But you and I know better now. You know that waking up several times a night isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous, it's disruptive, and it slowly chips away at your independence, your confidence, and your quality of life. So let me make it simple. Here's a clear recap of the 7 habits we covered today. 1. Timing your water. Finishing that last glass earlier so your bladder isn't overloaded at night. 2. Front-loading your intake, giving your body what it needs in the morning and afternoon instead of drowning it in the evening. 3. Choosing room temperature water, gentle on your system, less likely to wake you up. 4. Balancing your minerals, because not all water is equal and your body needs the right balance to avoid strain. 5. Avoiding hidden diuretics, knowing that coffee, tea, and alcohol can quietly sabotage your sleep. 6. Sipping, not gulping, treating your hydration like a steady rhythm instead of a sudden flood. 7. Posture and rituals, using your body and your mind to signal that the day is done and rest is safe. 7 habits. They may sound small, but together they can create a tidal wave of change in your life. Now I want you to do something important. Don't just listen, participate. Ask yourself, which of these 7 speaks the loudest to you? Which one feels doable tonight, right now? Is it sipping instead of gulping? Is it avoiding that late-night tea? Or maybe it's as simple as lifting your legs for 20 minutes before bed. Whatever it is, I want you to write it in the comments. Share it with me and with this community. You never know. Your one small choice might inspire someone else reading, someone who feels hopeless, someone who thinks nothing can change for them. Sometimes your words can be the turning point for another person's health. And if you've already tried one of these habits, tell us your story. Did you notice a difference? Did you sleep longer? Did you feel more rested? Your testimony could be the spark someone else desperately needs. Now, let's talk about subscribing. If you found even one useful insight in this video, then subscribing to Elderly Spring is one of the easiest, smartest decisions you can make. Why? Because this is not just a channel, it's a lifeline. Every week we share practical, science-backed tips designed specifically for seniors and their caregivers. Knowledge that can protect your health, strengthen your independence, and bring peace of mind to you and your family. But let me be real with you, because I care about you. If you've stayed with me for almost an hour and you still haven't subscribed, ask yourself why. Why put it off? Why gamble with more sleepless nights, more bathroom trips, more risks in the dark? Subscription is free. It costs nothing. But the value could be everything. Think about it. The next video we upload might contain the one piece of advice that prevents your next fall, saves you from another restless week, or even protects you from a health scare you didn't see coming. Why risk missing that? And if you still decide not to subscribe, that's your choice. But I'll ask you, be honest, and tell us in the comments why. Because when it comes to health, silence can be costly. Don't carry that regret in silence. Share your reason, and maybe, just maybe, someone will help you see a better path. Now, before we wrap up, let me remind you, if you're serious about taking these habits further, check out the Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit. The link is in the description. Inside, you'll find practical, easy-to-follow strategies to combine hydration, sleep hygiene, and relaxation techniques tailored for seniors. It's not about quick fixes. It's about giving you the tools to reclaim restful nights, step by step. So here we are, at the close of our time together. And I want to thank you, not just for watching, but for caring enough about yourself or someone you love to learn. That matters. You matter. As you go into tonight, I want you to carry this truth. You are not powerless. You can shape your nights. You can restore your mornings. You can feel strong again. Aging doesn't take that away from you. You hold the power in your choices. So I'll leave you with this blessing. May your nights be restful, may your mornings be energized, and may your tomorrow be healthier than today. This is Elderly Spring. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next video.